I paid for my girlfriend's huge birthday party. Then she publicly said she wished she'd never met me in front of 50 guests. So I walked out and deleted every trace of our relationship. 2 years ago, I met Vanessa, a marketing manager with a perfectly curated Instagram lifestyle page and about 40,000 followers who seemed amazing at first, but slowly turned our entire relationship into a photo shoot where every dinner, every drink, and every trip had to be staged for her followers while I quietly paid for everything. From overpriced brunches to expensive trips. And my friend Nathan warned me early on, dude, she's using you as a bank account with a pulse. But I ignored it because I liked her and convinced myself she was just ambitious. The biggest moment came on her birthday when she organized a massive rooftop party at a place called Sky Lounge with around 50 guests, a professional photographer, designer cake, open bar, and a pile of gifts I paid for, including a MacBook and a designer bag, bringing the total to over $10,000. And around 10 that night, she climbed onto a chair to give a speech, while everyone filmed and the photographer circled the crowd, thanking friends, co-workers, and followers. And I expected at least a small mention after 2 years together, but instead she paused dramatically, looked straight at me across the rooftop, and said, "Sometimes I wonder what my life would be like if I'd made better choices." Honestly, I wish I'd never met certain people who dragged down my vibe, and the entire crowd turned toward me as the room fell silent. Nathan grabbed my arm and whispered, "Don't react." But I felt oddly calm, like when debugging code and suddenly realizing where the problem is. So I pulled out my phone, opened Venmo, and sent her a request for $10,000 labeled birthday party expenses. Her phone buzzed immediately and she hissed, "What are you doing?" And I replied loud enough for everyone to hear, "Granting your wish. You said you wish you'd never met me, so let's start erasing the mistake," before walking out while someone in the crowd muttered, "Oh, damn." And in the elevator, Nathan asked, "You good?" And I told him, I'm about to make her wish come true. Because the next morning I began systematically erasing myself from her life, editing every comment I'd ever left on her Instagram into random numbers, changing my account into a deleted profile, so 2 years of posts suddenly looked like she'd been dating a ghost, removing my face from shared photos, blocking her everywhere, boxing up everything she'd left in my apartment, and asking friends to play along if she contacted them, which they happily agreed to after hearing what happened. So, when she called Nathan demanding he talk sense into me, he simply said, "Vanessa, I think you're confused. Ethan's been single as long as I've known him." And when she showed up at my building, the doorman shrugged and told her he had no record of her visiting. And when she tried contacting coworkers, they said the same thing, leaving her staring at photos where the man beside her had become a deleted account icon, until she started posting online, asking things like, "Has anyone ever imagined an entire relationship?" While her influencer career unraveled and followers disappeared, and weeks later when I accidentally ran into her at a cafe, she rushed toward me in relief, saying, "Ethan, thank God, everyone's acting like we never met." And I looked at her politely and said, "I'm sorry, do I know you?" before walking away while she stared at her phone in shock. And months later, Nathan told me she'd deleted her Instagram and moved away after therapy started because the whole thing made her question her own reality. And when he said, "Man, that's cold," I just shrugged and answered the same way every time someone asked about it. She stood in front of 50 people and said she wished she'd never met me, so I simply respected her wishes and made sure it felt exactly like that.